My name is Haden Abdullah from Boston, Massachusetts.
So to start off today with the with the heart-to-heart story that shaped you, the first question I have is, what's one lesson you learned from a challenge that shaped who you are today?
The number one lesson that I've learned that shaped me today, I think is more like listening to my older generation. And
Explain to me more about. Can you go and dive in a little?
well,
deeper?
it's having patience, respecting my elders, knowing that they've been places that I have never been, they've seen things I've never seen, and just want to learn.
Perfect. Second question: how do you define success, and has that definition changed over time?
I find success, it's not a tough one. It's being consistent in what you want to do, being consistent in who you are. And sticking to what you know that you should be doing and not deviating off track. Because once you do that, everything changes. So and I'm still learning. And I've been in this business for over 50 years, and I'm still learning, and I want to continue to learn.
I'm gonna switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
This is a little bit more emotional. What moment in your life made you feel truly seen or heard for the first time?
The moment in my life, I would have to say back in 1974, when I started working for this young man named Haden Abdullah. And he was also the founder of a Nubian Notion stores. And that's when my life changed. I basically consider him as my mentor, my second father. And I can go on and on about this particular gentleman, but that's when my life changed.
Next question. What's something you've forgiven yourself for, and how did that change you?
I think I've forgiven myself the death of my daughter. The things that I thought was the right thing to do for her, which was not the right things to do. And I have forgiven myself for that. And I'm still forgiving myself for that. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her. And I try to not to blame myself for a whole lot of things that I did back then. And yeah.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
What part of your story are you still learning to embrace?
Who I am, where am I going, what do I supposed to be doing at this particular time in life? And I still have a hard time struggling with that. And I still continue to ask older people, what should I be doing? What do I need to look out for? So, and that goes back respecting my elderlies. It's not knowing, but I know they know. But I'm having a hard time getting it out of them. It's almost like a cub, a mother's bear, don't have to say nothing to the cub. The cub just knows automatically what they have to do. And I find that with my elders. They want me to just walk that line and find out on my own. But I've always been scared to find out on my own. I always wanted to know what's coming at me. And that way I can be prepared. So that's what I'm finding that I have to do with not just with myself, but with my kids. But it's tough. Life is just tough. Life is tough. But I'm not giving up. I'm still trying to understand, where am I supposed to go, even at the age that I am today? I don't know. And I'm not afraid to say that I don't know, but I don't know. I should be happy, and I am happy most of the time, but there's a lot of times I'm not, and I don't know why I'm not. And I think that's only because of the way the world is going today. I'm having a hard time trying to understand it. I'm not worrying about my kids. I think they're going to be okay. Just like our parents were worrying about us and want to make sure that we were going to be okay, and their parents felt the same way. So I think that we're in a cycle where everything changes. And we have to understand that our kids are going to change in their cycle. And we're not in that cycle, but we're looking back at what we went through. And we want to make sure our kids don't go through the same thing, but times are changing. So they're not going to go through what we've gone through. Everything is different. The cycle is different. And I think once we understand that, we can focus more on ourselves and what we need to do and what we need to do to be happy and what we need to do to live. Where you have today, a lot of the grandparents are taking care of their kids, their great-grandkids, and they should not be doing that. They should be living their lives, like little short life that they have. And they're not doing that. And their kids are not allowing that to happen for them because they feel like they're not doing nothing. They'll be a lot happier taking care of my kids, taking them to school, picking them up from school, dropping them off, going to the meetings, and that's not the way it is. You're taking their lives from them. What little life that they have left, you're taking it from them. They can always see their grandkids, but when they want to see the grandkids, not when you tell them